Final call. Final Pogba will look for Rashford. He strikes. Oh, it's a goal! Staying on his feet this time. Look, they went for Martial. Lovely touch by Fernandez. Cavani! Rashford all the way across goal. What a finish!
Welcome, gentlemen, and welcome everyone, and welcome to All in All United. Fellas, let we make sure everybody, good to go. I couldn't laugh like this because I had a whole day to Simana, But how are it doing? Before we get into it, how are it doing? Nico, where's all the good?
Yes, one at a time, man. Trying to take it one at a time, trying not to study United, because United go junior.
Yeah.
So just trying to, take on everything outside the football, or maybe some of the other games too, trying to take on some of the other games, but yeah, Russia.
Yeah, JP, how things? What one?
But I get it because right now them put us sleeping, dreaming comfortably in the 5-star hotel or mansion with the 6 cars parked up outside. So I good. I know
And the bank account reading nice too,
millions. Yeah, the zeros can't done. So I know them stress me out like that.
Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree.
Simeon, tell me how we feeling? How we doing?
I ain't good. I laughing, but I ain't good. I mean, it's the time I have to sit down and think about this game. I mean, it didn't get better; it get worse. The more I think about that game and what it means. Like, I think about the whole transfer season and how we get to this point. I just get more vexed. So, I mean, I ain't good. I'll say that I ain't good.
Well, let me hope, right? Let me hope this is the last therapy session for the year, right? Let me hope from next show, it could be better, right? Because we had a lot of therapy sessions from last season and it roll across now. Let me hope this is the last therapy session when they're talking about Man United. Jody, I'm now.
Cool. Good. Get time to chillax myself. That therapy session I'm talking about, it have plenty more to come still, dog.
I agree.
I telling you, it have plenty more to come.
Jody, I agree.
You know what they say? How we just say it had to get bad, get worse before it could get good. Yeah, that more to come.
All right.
I agree.
All right. So Kristen on the inside, Kristen, thanks for joining, man. He's saying pressure in the camp. Yeah. All right. He also saying I was excited for the return of the Premier League, but I forgot the pain that comes with it. Wow. Well said. Well summed up. Yeah. Richard on the inside, buddy. Good night. Thanks for joining me. He said I'm the laughing stock when I go to work tomorrow because it have Pool and Chelsea men and them winner. No, Pool didn't win, but Chelsea.
Pool draw.
Chelsea.
Yeah.
So fellas, now help me understand this, right? The first day of the season, you'd expect that the boys would be motivated. We at home, a packed Old Trafford, a new era under, Ten Hag. And I mean, we off of the back of a pretty encouraging preseason. But earlier today felt like last season. Right? The players losing confidence, easy, poor decisions, mistakes, and we're talking about basic fundamental mistakes. To me, it was like a disaster. Right now, I think I'm overreacting when I say it's a disaster. I mean, after everything that we saw in pre-season, are you all surprised by the performance and the result today?
No, I go in first. No. Because we play with more or less the same team. Oh, in fact, let me go. We play with the same midfield, right? And we know that was our main problem last season. The midfield was exposing the defense. The midfield wasn't supplying the forward line. The midfield was like a strainer for the entire season. and we go back with the same midfield, right? So how we can go back with the same midfield and say we surprised? Something had to be wrong with us to be surprised at. Way, I can't believe this is what I seen here. No, I'm not surprised, and it's good. But we'll come to that. Right? It'll come to that.
All right. So before I move on to JP, right? Let me just get some comments on the inside, right? So Riyad on the inside, good night, buddy. Thanks for joining, man. Arun Ramdeen on the inside as well. Thanks for joining, man. Dwayne on the inside, good night, buddy. Thanks for joining. He's shaking his head and a full cap lock, right? Riyad saying today I saw a team that forgot the way Ten Hag wants to play. After the first 10 to 15 minutes, they lost the plot. You sum up everything there, yeah? You sum up everything there. Show done, you know? Doing saying here how much managers we have to go through. Hey boy, here now. Ten Hag have no here to lose. So what happened to him again earlier?
He'll grow here.
They got reverse for him.
Yeah, he only faced a loser. Already.
Well, wow. So JP, tell me, you know, again, after everything that we saw in preseason, you know, it was a fairly encouraging preseason. Are you surprised at all by the performance and the result today?
Now that's a good Nico, you know, because once I see Fred Amak coming in, that was it. And the false line thing did not work for us last season when we tried it. It did not work. And we went back with our false line, and then you do have players behind the false line to support that with that midfield with Fred and McTominay. I don't even want to call that a midfield anymore. With them two cones that occupying players' shirts. I don't understand, like, I don't get too deep into them yet because I'm sure I'll come in later on, but I really, really and truly cannot understand James Garner, Donny van de Beek on the team, and you're still picking Scott McTominay. I cannot understand that. So to me, once I saw him in the team, I was like, yeah, this not making sense. Because where Grant come from, they were getting bypassed all the time last season with easy balls coming through the mid, nothing creative coming through the mid. So when I saw that, it's like, what will change?
Jody, talk to me.
Yeah. It just surprised me, you know, because I see it coming. It was coming from since the Aston Villa preseason game. And then you had the Atletico Madrid game. And well, then was the B team that basically play the next Spanish team. But this performance was coming. It was leading up to it. They were seeing it. So for me, it wasn't no surprise. Again, Fred, I don't know what to say about that midfield. I really don't know what to say anymore. I think everybody just fed up at him. And I understand they go put in a shift for one game, maybe 2 games, and after that, pressure for the next 6, 7, 8 games with them. And that's not good enough.
Yeah. Simeon, before I come to them, I'll get some comments here, right? Riyad saying here, when you have a donut in midfield, what do you expect? This is what happens when you refuse to back the manager. Right? Dwayne saying here, Bruno, what the hell? Seriously, what happened with Bruno falling down, missed passes, can't hit a proper shot on goal? He had a preseason. Well, and I think that's what we're trying. Yeah, and they were trying. But I mean, Riyad saying here, men still backing Van de Beek. I thought Van de Beek came on a decent little.
He wasn't bad. He wasn't bad coming.
Compared to who? I mean, McTominay and Fred. I mean,
the standard real low, yeah. The standard low.
Yeah, that's what we comparing him to. Because that's what we have. So in comparison to them, man was better.
Yeah. So Simeon, tell me, you're surprised by anything today, buddy?
Not really. I mean, I got a word I have to use. It's called arrogant, and that's what we saw all transfer market from. And well, I would say this, and that me, I don't believe Ten Hag is going to be good. But the arrogance of Ten Hag, the board, the Glazers to show up, feeling they go see something. it's arrogance all around. We tell them, we tell Ten Hag, we tell the whole team, all the fans know McTominay, Fred cannot start this game. After all we went through last season, the pain, the talk, how are you gonna bring us back in the first game with McTominay and Fred? We don't need one midfielder, we need like two or three. The arrogance of Ten Hag think he's so great that he could come in and coach that for us up. I mean, if we can't beat this team who just lost Bissouma, who else did they lose?
Kukurea.
I mean, they not approach. If we can't control them, what's gonna happen when we face 2 games down, Liverpool? I mean, the arrogance of the board to think they'll give us Martinez and Malacia, Erickson, like they're good, they're decent, but you need more. We know this. We lost Pogba, Matic. I mean, all these guys who didn't play well, but they were good players. Just it wasn't working out. But we lost a lot, and we bought almost nothing. I feel like the word today is arrogance. We walked in it arrogant. And then for us to get weak, I mean, I bet we lost, but glad we lost. So we got exposed today. We get exposed for what we are, just a bunch of arrogant idiots thinking because we got the badge or we're going to win a game. I mean, it's just stupid. I mean, that's why I think it's just so much, man. So much.
Yeah, and Simeon, and that's the main reason why I said good. Right? Because as you said, we was arrogant and we was also naive, right?
Yeah, you see it from the kickoff with that.
No, before the kickoff. No, I talking about before when Ragnick would have talked to Ten Hag and Ten Hag said, "No, me I want to hear you. I want my own assessment."
Yeah, no,
right?
I understand that, but you see from the kickoff today with Dalu and all, from that kickoff with that first touch.
Yeah.
And you can tell
that start before the season start. That start in the transfer window, right? That start with Ten Hag, who feel that he know better and he want to do his own thing, which me give him wrong, but to me, he could have been a little more respectful to Ragnick, right? Because Ragnick was first hand in the seat, seeing exactly what was going on. But he said, he was your own coach, you want to make your own decisions, but then pay for this now. And then go campaign in the transfer window within the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks to make our team. Right? That way I have to do now.
All right. What, Nico? You come out brutal this evening, but the last time I see you was when Marcel missed that attack against PSG.
No. Marcel is by himself, because Marcel is our next reason why we're in this position. But all right. Because the whole of the preseason, which we play with a number 9, right?
Yeah.
When we need a number 9 now, nowhere to be seen. Casper, so the whole team under the bus. Hey, I tell you later, I'm gonna make out all of them from Martial, from right now. Well, go ahead.
Dream Chase on the inside. Good night, man. Thanks for joining. He's saying once we start with McFred and Maguire's problems, all right? Dwayne saying here McFred will win us the league or get us in top 4.
I said God someday, boy. Oh, garbage.
Yeah.
Oh, garbage. Yes.
Garbage.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
Yes.
that's a garbage statement that's been making. All
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
You had me a little worried there by doing All right. Nicholas saying here we running down a player who don't want to come. We're supposed to have an alternative. Yeah. No. I want to be honest with Talia and say I was a bit surprised with what I saw today. Right? Now, I know you don't get too high on preseason. Right? But we spoke here, a number of times during the preseason, campaign, if I could call it that, and we were talking about, we're seeing, patterns, we're seeing where the team, actually trying to execute what the plan is. It's not like it was happening in training and we wasn't seeing it in the practice games. We were seeing it, right? And even we toughest test against Aston Villa and Atletico, as Jody would have noted, even though there were indicators that, we're not the finished article, obviously Ten Hag wouldn't get his he won't get the team to understand the full thing over 2 weeks, right? But we were seeing a lot of positives that we could have taken from that. What I say, hey, we're confident going into the first game, with who we have now. At the same time, I agree with the inactivity in the transfer window. Don't get me wrong. But I was very, very surprised at how poor we were today when they consider how good we were. Good enough. I want to make sure I'm careful because I don't want to rinse me if I use the wrong words now, boy. But I didn't think we were that bad in preseason to come and put on this kind of disaster class today. That is what I'm trying to say. Right? Men like Rashford. Sancho was invisible. Rashford was poor. Bruno is like Bruno rolled back the weeks and went back to May where he was just wasting passes. You understand what I'm saying? Fred was one of the players who we come here and we say he was one of the winner of the preseason tour, and he come to them and what Fred will give away the ball for the first goal. No, all I know me like McTominay, so I don't know what he doing as a Man United player, right? But
McTominay will give away the ball for the first goal.
But I know Fred was responsible for one of the or some chances that we conceded, right? Yeah. So the point is players who we were expecting better from, right? Who had a proper preseason. Marcus Rashford had an interview and talking about all kind of thing about proper preseason, and he never had that in years. And you come and do this today, right? So I was surprised, and because of that, I was disappointed.
I think one thing I saw, like I heard about Fred and McTominay, and I was Keane or Scholes was saying like they meant it's mentally. Like that's all, once things start going wrong or they get pressure or things turn up, that's all just melts like butter. And you saw it today.
But don't have quality, because quality under the pressure, because my pressure them fellas playing on there. Under the pressure is where they cave in. But if you have the quality, then pressure will not show that quality.
Nico, I want to add a word to that quality, intelligence. I feel like Scott McTominay in particular to have the footballing intelligence to play the position we want him to play, because he will be, I saw it on like 2 occasions at least today where he could turn into space and then pass, but he would choose to try and go through a player to then pass the ball through the player. I don't know if he played too much FIFA with glitches in the game and the ball passing through players or something like that.
Yeah, but we just say this man has played the right side as centre back for Scotland, right? What is the midfielder for Chelsea? What is his name? Rim?
Jorginho?
Who play for Norwich last season?
Gilmore,
right? Gilmore starting in front of Scott McTominay in Scotland midfield.
Yeah.
And Gilmore him get a certain number for Chelsea.
Yeah.
So that's to tell you how low and the total goal Scott McTominay is.
Yep.
We shouldn't be rated him nowhere close to Manchester United midfield.
Man, starting, but he started. Why?
And Gilmore is a better midfielder.
And Gilmore better. Yeah.
And he'll be a shirt number for Chelsea.
Yeah. Red saying here, let's see, they want to give the man Arnautovic. They want to.
I don't know.
They want to give.
I can't understand.
Yeah, but they blank the deal.
Yeah.
Well, let me hope so. Because why Reed is Ten Hag and McLaren, they like something, whatever.
What they like about Arnautovic? What
they said that they worked with him at FC20 or something like that, and they like certain things, whatever, right? But come on, this is not FC20, this is Manchester United. Where's the problem?
So we're going back to the old way of doing things where we sign the old strikers to come on top. That not making any sense.
Yeah. We have. I hope I pronounced this name correct, right? Jacam. What?
I feel somebody hiding behind some profile. I don't know.
Yeah, probably that.
Some Chelsea.
But
that's a foreigner.
Nah, but something wrong. Something
Yeah. But thanks for your comment and share and like if you don't mind, right? Dwayne saying here, Nico vent because it's a proper nonsense by this is proper nonsense you say.
You take all Ragnick had who can throw it down the drain. Yeah? Ragnick in here a whole synopsis on a platter and what that boy. To come to
No,
give you a
but you
performance
know,
like today.
Nico, interestingly, right? Gary Neville was saying today, he say, you know, sometimes some managers really want the first hand for the. I mean, whether you want to say is a bad thing or not, but what he was basically saying is, Ten Hag wanted to see for himself if these players is really rubbish, if they're uncoachable, or it's just like they're being mismanaged by previous managers. He wanted to see that for himself, right?
And that's what I tell you some months ago.
And I remember Jody said that.
You understand? He giving everybody a fair chance, and I wouldn't be too surprised come next game, McTominay and them get dropped.
But he didn't,
That's how that happened.
Yeah,
what I don't understand is he didn't see enough of the, first of all, the videos of these players from before, and then he actually had first-hand experience with them in pre-season. And to me, I find when Scott McTominay wasn't in the team was looking better in pre-season.
Yep.
So how it's that now we back fit? That's the first midfield pairing.
I
Yeah,
really
that's
figure
crazy.
I feel he figure out them fellas and them and say, you know what, just like how he didn't start Ronaldo today, where he stick to his principles or whatever you want to call it, and he didn't start Ronaldo. He said, let me put them fellas outside there, the hierarchies and them up in the stands. Let us see for them. No, watch me.
Doing that, boy.
No, watch me. As I say, he gain everybody the fair chance. So now, after that performance today, and based on last season and back.
Nah, boy, Jody, boy.
Yeah,
Because remember, you put your neck on the block there, boy.
Exactly,
You put your neck on that block, boy.
Exactly,
You see how Ten Hag look after that game in them interviews, boy?
He
The man look shit, don't you know?
Yeah.
The man look flushed, you know?
Yeah.
Hey, Kareem.
Yeah, go ahead.
I know you don't like Ronaldo, but you see how Ten Hag when I stand by him when he getting ready? Like, come on, Ronaldo, come on. Get on the field. Go in. I see Ronaldo again. Ronaldo put on his shin pad. You know, his puppy socks. I see Ten Hag next to him. So I'm like, Ronaldo, you better go on there and do something.
I think Ten Hag for to get bummy with Ten Hag. So you gotta go and save me out there, you know? Cause this is rubbish. This is rubbish.
And Ronaldo telling him on the neck day while he putting on his shin pad, boy. I tell you that already. I tell you that this side is rubbish. You understand? Why you feel I want to leave? You understand?
Let me go. What the rubbish are we playing with here? I can see Ronaldo.
I tell you that whole team was real crap today. I can't give somebody nothing over 5. A rating over 5.
And we go vex with Ronaldo. For wanting to leave, boy. What you rubbish man to be playing with, boy?
Me ain't going on that road, you understand? I ain't
Not
going on that road.
Yeah. So fellas, let me get into the game then, right? Because a lot would have happened today, right? And I want to start it off, right? I want to start it off with my favorite player to dislike, right? Now, you get a ball. I'm just going through a scenario, right? It happened in the game only, right? You get a ball in loads of space. You try to do this pretty cut back. You know, I can't continue. Go ahead.
No, you continue. Go ahead.
Because I say that and again, Vex dog, right? You're not good, right? You get a ball, you want to cut back, and you touch so poor that you almost break a man's foot.
I know exactly the play you're talking about. That is what
he could have got a red card for that. He could even get a red card.
That is the player summed up in one play there, no? Because that's the exact play I was talking about just now there, no? You had space, you still interplay with a poor touch, and then you break the man leg. But how? No.
That's.
But Terry, but we know this. It's like we know this. Like we see enough of this last year. I vexed because why Ten Hag gotta see it too? Like why Ten Hag gotta say, you know what? Let me see that. I mean, we see
Want to
enough of
see
that
it.
already. And Ten Hag say, nah, let me see it. Like, like we were. I don't want to go through last year already again for Ten Hag to be like, you know what, this was really crap. I want to
You know,
experience that again.
I think it's human nature, Simeon, because I remember one of my great aunts told me, she say human beings have the tendency they want to see for themselves. She say if a man tell you, hey, look, a man on the ground dead, he will want to go to see it before he believe it for himself. Right? But you tell him already, look, the man on the ground dead, but he will still want to go and see for himself. Right? So I feel that is what happening to Ten Hag. And I will be very surprised on it because, as I said before, I saw certain things in preseason where, Ten Hag made certain changes. Now, I'm hoping it wasn't enforced because then it go crush me, right? Because plenty of the changes I'm talking about is when he took off McTominay halftime, he didn't play McTominay get pulled off against Atletico Madrid for far more attacking option. These kind of substitutions is what I was very happy to see, right? Because previous managers, McTominay will be rubbish, 2 out of 10, and he playing full 90, right? So I still want to give Ten Hag the benefit of the doubt that watchman against Brentford, we're not gonna see McFred. You understand? We're not gonna see McFred. Only if I see McFred against Brentford next week,
I don't watch any game. I don't think I watch any game. When I see team sheet, if I see that midfield pairing, I don't watch any game. Because I
yeah,
decided to do I do the United prediction for the lineup this time. I said I'm gonna do a prediction. And my predicted midfield was I know either Fred or McTominay would have played, so I played Fred next to Ericsson because I think Ericsson would have been the better option. Next to have Fred who doing the defensive work and Ericsson had the box to box freedom. I would have
yeah.
never thought that he would have still played the two of them together because combined they offer nothing in our
Too
midfield.
limited. They're too limited. Too limited.
Yeah.
And
I was expecting Malaysia to start in front of Shaw.
I thought
show us
so.
our next one. Show us our next one.
I could have more understand that pick
Yeah.
than the Scott McTominay and Fred.
So fellas, let me get into team sheets and let me go through the game, right? Your thoughts on the starting 11, what chances are what you may have done differently, and let me get into the game. If it's anything that you want to point out in the game, let me get in it.
All right. I will start it one time because
Yeah.
I already say from a midfield I would have had Fred and Ericsson. What I would have done differently, I would not really expect Cristiano to start. I think he should have had Elanga, Rashford, and Sancho, and play a kind of rotated front three with them, with Bruno behind them. It would have been a toss-up between Malacia and Shaw, but I think we would have gone with Shaw for more experience and kind of want to give Malacia a chance to ease into the Premier League too. I did expect the centre-back pairing. That one was expected with Maguire and Martinez. Surprisingly, I can't say anything too bad about Maguire today. I guess that is how bad that is how bad everybody else was, or
Nah, Maguire, he makes some nice
no, he wasn't bad today. I really
he makes some nice plays today.
Yeah, to me, he and
Shockingly.
I think he and Martinez look good together. Honestly.
All right.
Yeah, but they was keep allowing Welbeck to run in behind them. And
They kind of sorted it in the second half because Martinez ended up kind of keeping Welbeck quiet when they were
in the second half was because
in the second half.
in the second half was because Manchester was pressing them more, so
Yeah,
they wasn't
so-
really getting chance to come out.
Yeah,
But in that first half, father.
But
As for
again,
the team sheet,
midfield-
as for the team sheet, I wasn't expecting Ericsson to be on top. I was actually expecting either Fred or McTominay to be dropped. Ericsson playing, probably push Elanga out on the left and Rashford on top. That's what that was my predicted lineup now. With Rashford on top, Sancho, Elanga, Rashford, Sancho. Yeah, Bruno behind them with Ericsson and Fred or McTominay in the midfield. And well, the back four, well, I had I was expecting Varane. I wasn't expecting Martinez to start right away. Being as how they now brought him in and thing, I was expecting Varane and Maguire to start. But it is what it is.
Yeah, good for you.
I mean, a lot of what you guys said. I mean, we expected, Ericsson, midfield, Ilanga to start, maybe Rashford in the middle, and of course Sancho on the left. Yeah, right. Sorry. My biggest thing was Malacia and Martinez. I thought Malacia would have started because he offers more. He's more exciting. He makes things happen. Like when he plays, makes things happen. But he's not experienced enough, maybe, for just start the season at home. He came on and I was excited when he came on at first. So I think that's the thing. I think he's a better player than Shaw, but I think he's not. He's too raw. I don't think he's emotionally ready to play that game today. Martinez and Maguire. I think that pairing will cause issues on the field and the locker room because if you have Maguire, who's the club captain, who does no captain at all, and you have Martinez who played today, and he didn't play that well. I mean, he played okay, but he wasn't really good. Like I looked at him a 5 or a 6. I expected more from him, given that he was pulled into the team. He is the coach's guy. So you have the English guy, captain, playing. You have Martinez, the coach's guy, playing. You have Varane, who is supposed to be better than most of them guys on the bench. That might cause a problem in the dressing room because I think Varane's a better defender on his day than both of them. Faster than them, bigger than them. I think he's a better defender. But
Yeah, but
besides those, yeah. So I saw Varane and Ronaldo talking on the bench. So I was like, they probably just both of them on the bench just look at each other like, And once you start having like players questioning, the guys on the field put the head of them, you start getting problems. Besides those two things, I mean, we are limited. We didn't buy enough players, so I can't really complain. We have injuries and all that stuff.
Yeah. Nico?
Yeah. Well, the back four for me outside of Amalasia, which I think will come into the first team at some point during the season. Right, so I definitely didn't expect him to start this game. But however, if he started, I wouldn't have an issue at all. So in terms of the back four, for me, it was kind of expected. If I expect that Martinez and Maguire would be the two starting centre backs for the season, unless one of them, or both of them mess up to allow a Varane, a Lindelof, that kind of thing to come into the team, right? So I kind of expected that. McFred again, I expected McFred. I'll be honest, I expected McFred because when you look at the preseason, that what he started with. He started with McFred, right? So why is he was going to change it now? So I was expecting a McFred. What I didn't expect though was that Ericsson or Bruno, whoever it was playing at false 9. I didn't expect that, And we had some reports going around that Ronaldo was flying in training this week. Ronaldo was having a good week. So I honestly, don't mind if he didn't start or he start, no problem with me. But because of Martial injury, right? Which again would have taught Tenaga valuable lesson, right? I thought we was gonna play with Ronaldo. Honestly, I thought we was starting with Ronaldo. No, not seeing him was all right, no problem. But I honestly thought we needed that focal point because that is what we played with for the entire. In fact, when we looked good in preseason, we played with that central figure. So I was surprised not having that central figure today. I really want to see how that would have panned out for the team. And definitely we saw how that worked out. Didn't work at all.
But
Right?
but
So,
But Ronaldo ain't Martial. I mean, Martial, you know, as he does, like he could play that position, like his hold up play in front there. I mean, I don't think anybody else on the team could do it. And then that's the issue. Like we ain't got somebody else behind Martial that could do what Martial does. Even Ronaldo, as skilled as he is, he's not really a good hold up and combination player. And
Agreed,
again,
but I agreed, but it's still a focal point now,
yeah,
right? So with Bruno and Ericsson today, it wasn't a focal point because you didn't know where Ericsson was playing. Because I was looking for Ericsson, I didn't know where Ericsson is. Ericsson playing at all.
Ericsson went back to get the ball.
But
Ericsson
let me
Only
just,
when he
back to
went
get the
back
ball.
to get the ball, you saw Ericsson, Bruno outside of the. I mean, nothing, you know.
Bruno all over
So I
like
don't
a
think-
headless chicken as well.
Yeah, so I don't think that false sign didn't work at all.
but
you
let me
know?
just
Yeah.
put this story right. All I think because we wanted a manager on the tactical level of a Pep, kind of way, right? And when you look at the philosophy of Ten Hag, we could argue that he is far off, right? And last season, no, I know we could argue quality of players, right? But just saying, right? Last season, City play without a focal point and they damage teams with movement and switching and rotation in the front line. So when you have the players like Eriksen and Bruno, Sancho, who show hot form in pre-season, and with Rashford, being honest with you, I didn't see that lack of a focal point. Yes, I know it would have changed the dynamic in the game a little bit because, as Simeon was saying, what Martial offering, especially with how Ten Hag was setting up his team, it was missed. And Bruno don't have a skill set, Eriksen don't have a skill set. But still, come on, you telling me with that level of quality and intelligence of players in front that we can put together some proper passing and some proper chances?
Because
Yeah,
because
but-
Rim,
but-
because
We really
we
need
have to
a
go back-
focal point.
Rim,
Yes,
because
then we have to go back
because
to the midfield we have.
exactly because
Well,
because
that is
Fred and
that is the
McTominay,
issue.
So
That
that's
is
the
the
We
issue.
have.
Yeah.
Fred
That
and
is the
McTominay
issue.
wasn't distributing the ball
Yeah,
properly.
Because if it is that we train with our false nine for the entire preseason and we program McTominay and Fred, then they would understand their role and function. They would have understood the assignment. But in this system, they didn't understand the assignment.
No, but what's saying, right, Nico? Martial just play somewhat like a false nine.
Nah,
He's a link-up interchange player. Marcel is not a fox in the box. Marcel is not a stand-up in the box kind of player.
Marcellus hold up that ball.
I understand, but where he just hold it up,
You
Nico,
split
in the
up
box.
outside the box. Outside the
Right.
box, yeah.
And that's where
Yeah,
false nine
But
spaces.
is that,
Yeah.
But you see Bruno Eriksson do anything close to that?
But what I'm saying is it have different type of false nines. So you will get different things from different players.
Martial is more a combination false nine.
All right, no problem. No problem.
Combination with the wingers. He making combination with the wingers to score his goals.
All right, fellas. My issue today is that it's not necessarily whether Ronaldo was supposed to start and he has started, and if he started without a focal point. My issue is to see McTominay and Fred. They did not do their job. They did
But they
not
haven't
do their
been
job.
doing that job for the last 3 seasons.
And
So
but that was the
why
downfall
are
of
we
the team today.
surprised?
That
Why
was
are
the
we
downfall of the
surprised
team
about
today, and it spread through the whole team because of that midfield how them wasn't controlling it. It spread through the whole team now that everybody was having a poor game.
Exactly, because the whole team is trying to because everywhere be covering for somebody because
when
too many doing the work.
When Rashford again the ball, right? It come like Rashford doing anything. When Sancho not getting the ball, it come like Sancho not doing anything.
Exactly.
You understand? Then when they
And
pass
them two
back
fellas
to
look
when they
real
pass
tired
back
today, boy.
when they pass back to Dalo and they pass back to Luke Shaw, Brighton pressure in them fellas on them. You understand? And them fellas not getting any chance now to distribute back the ball to Fred or McTominay. And if they do get it, they're losing it back in the midfield. And that's why Eriksen was like a ghost in the first half. That literally had a drop back in the midfield.
Right, and just to add to the point I was making, right, Nico, to show you how much of a fault it was with the midfield. When Eriksen dropped into midfield, right, you realize how the game changed. And I mean, okay, people more attributing the change of the game to the fact that we had Ronaldo in the field, but I think it was more so that Eriksen went in midfield.
Exactly. You
Eriksen.
can control the
It's
midfield a
Eriksen.
little more.
So if, let me just say, Erik's not starting it, because somebody say, I think it's JP say he was thinking of a Fred
Fred and Eriksen.
Yeah.
and Eriksen. I feel if we had started with Fred and Eriksen in the midfield and probably,
Yeah.
let me say, we play Bruno and let me say Beek, that Van der Beek, I feel we might have seen something a little more.
Even that, yeah.
But beside that, we had chances too, you know. We had chances to score the goals. We just didn't take it. Despite we play all the horrible play we play, we created chances still.
That chance Bruno got.
Bruno,
You can't be so poor, Bruno, man.
Yeah, boy, Bruno. We talking about Bruno, eh? Yeah. Let me just get some comments here real quick. All right. Natty Jr. on the inside, good night, buddy. Saying, fellas, the back line look lost and all over the place. I agree with you, Reem. His touch in all that space was real caca. Yeah, boy, God, but I don't even want to call a man name. I would feel like vomiting, boy. Erik Lewis on the inside, good night, man. He's saying timing of Ten Hag's substitutions was extremely poor. McTominay should have been substituted at half time. Also make 3 subs in the 89th minute. Make it make sense. I agree with that. And let me talk on this now. Let's talk about the last, because I mean, you didn't need to study rocket science to know that Sancho was toast out.
yeah,
right?
because
Sancho-
remember he was recovering
Exactly.
from
Sancho didn't really train this week, right?
Yeah.
He didn't train
Yeah.
much. So that is one. Secondly, you had to see Rashford and Bruno not having a good game.
Yeah.
Right? Bring on Garnacho. Garnacho show some promise. Get him, man. You say you're going through everything at it. Yeah. Then make these substitutions earlier. Let them fellas and them get an opportunity to run at it. You know, why it is you still have these fellas who underperforming. Clearly, the outer ideas, the confidence, the head on drop already. Rashford taking some kind of shots there at time you wondering whether he bringing the foot when he head. You understand what I'm saying? Bruno passing.
Fred make one in the first half too.
He and I was so
Yeah.
upset with that, eh?
Yeah.
Confusing.
Yeah.
Jeez, hey.
So
What's bad? Ten Hag had to have be putting pressure on them fellas to make some chances, isn't it?
no,
But then why?
desperate.
But why? But I think it should have happened before. We should have been going into this to this first game with quality on the field. Why?
Yeah.
How much
Hey,
weeks ago we talked about it? We were saying everything hinging on the De Jong transfer. So what will happen now?
Yeah.
Everything hinges on De Jong and where he is.
The young ain't
Playing
shut up.
centre-back, playing
De Jong,
centre-back.
no, earlier De Jong had
De Jong
a
scored.
superb game today for Barcelona, boy. A
scored.
superb
Okay.
game. When I see
Okay.
that game today, right, I
He's
tell
not
myself,
coming.
I say, he ain't coming.
He's not coming, and
He
we
ain't
were
coming.
moved on from that deal weeks ago.
Nah,
But
no,
good.
and the reason why
good.
I say that, right? No, when I say that, I say it in the sense that the man looks so good today, and he look back and watch McTominay and Fred and say, Olia will make me look like a crap player.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Olia will make me look like a crap player. Man United
Yeah.
have to
But
show
I cut
more
my
intent.
salary.
Yeah, man.
I cut my salary and stay in Barca.
No,
I'm telling you.
Kiana, I been honest with you, and I mean as much as I want the young come, but I go prefer cut my salary and be a backup than come in Man United and look like rubbish because it put me
Yeah.
to play with that Scottish
Yeah.
clown,
Yeah.
right?
So you Ronaldo now? You Ronaldo now? You Ronaldo? He Ronaldo now? Ronaldo
No,
now?
I'm not on no team Ronaldo. Let Ronaldo tree frame, right? But Erik saying here we desperately need new signings starting at number 6. Only how long we begging for midfielders and we
Yeah.
going into
Yeah.
to this first game in 2022.
Yeah.
Still.
We still have a proper
Yeah.
midfielder.
Alright.
Yeah.
Dwayne saying here the mid is where you always win or lose a
Exactly.
game. Always. The engine room is the
Exactly.
first form of defense and the first form of attack. Can't
Yeah.
transition in defense to attack most smoothly. Yeah, spot on. He also saying here Bruno has to be in that mix with McFred as well. His form dropped tremendously from assisting and scoring for fun to real disappointing now to be Bruno had to take some licks. Bruno had to take some real licks. Right? Akid on the inside, good night, buddy. He's saying here we could have false 9, true 9, won't matter. The ball could never reach the attacking players because of the cancer. McFred. Yeah, we're trying to build from the back. How could you do that with McFred? Spot on, and as I was saying,
Yeah. They're
right?
not present. They're hiding behind players when they're supposed to be showing themselves thing at the ball.
And,
Like that. I
and
was
there's
seeing
something,
some of that.
yeah, and there's something not McFred, McTominay, he perfect that. He
Yes.
perfect that invisible art.
Hiding behind me.
Devin John inside, Devin John, good night, man. He's saying nice to see Ralph in the dugout.
Ralph was sipping coffee, whatever, and just having a laugh. That was Ralph was doing today.
I mean, from the way the team played, look as though it was Ralph. It couldn't be Ten Hag, not from what we've seen preseason.
No, but
Right.
Ralph tried to prevent that, but Ten Hag didn't want that. Ten Hag
Yeah.
wanted to what we get today.
He's saying because from the playing on the field, Ten Hag still in Ajax. From the time Man United players start to panic, it's proper mad football. Yeah, but yeah, them fellas ahead just drop, and that just be it. Alright, Natty saying here, I was already vexed seeing Flo lost coverage for the league. Then to see that crappy player. I looked at the Man City played today and told myself, we could give Haaland a hat-trick with this kind of performance we played today. We need to step up and step up fast. Yeah,
No,
definitely.
because, and that's a good point because when you think about it, with the performance we had today, but when we play Liverpool, City, even Arsenal, next few weeks, we in for real problems. And
Nico, we could
them
end
teams
up
gonna
like
embarrass we, you know.
we could end up like Arsenal from last season. The first 3 games we had 0 points, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way thing going right now. Because
Yeah.
Brentford is no
Them
easy place to go and play football.
No.
Brentford
gonna
make a good
embarrass you,
comeback today. Brentford make a good
Yeah,
comeback
against
today
Leicester,
against
yeah.
Leicester.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey.
them fellas gonna embarrass we by
But Ten Hag,
with the
man,
form we played it, them fellas gonna embarrass we. I don't know what
Man.
I'm gonna do against Liverpool and City. I'm telling you. But Chet, I don't know. But with that performance today, we're gonna get relics.
hey, Maguire, he played okay today. I mean, he's slow. He can't help that. But as a captain, like, I mean, they asked Maguire what went wrong. He's like, well, it was a nightmare out there. I'm like, you the captain. You go score. He's like, yeah, the first head just dropped. You know, we get sad. You know, we back to ourselves. We couldn't. I'm like, you the captain. Like, you could. It's your job to pick the team up and say, guys, let's go. You know, it's like that's your job. I mean, you're the captain. You're supposed to not allow that to happen. But you talk about nightmare. I mean, really? Really? You the captain?
Yeah, and
You
I'm
got
sure.
this kid?
I'm sure, Simeon, because I saw that interview, right? And then I saw the same interview with the reporter when they was interviewing Ten Hag, right? She said that Maguire said it was a nightmare.
Nightmare.
And Ten Hag facial expression was like, you know,
Yeah.
why is you making these kind of...
That's the
a proper
captain.
nightmare too.
Did you?
That was a
Yeah, it was.
proper
Nobody
nightmare,
say
man.
no.
And don't forget the famous line, we have to do better, we have to do
Yeah,
better.
yeah,
You
yeah,
understand?
yeah.
Yeah. The famous line.
Ray Ramlal on the inside, good night, man. He's saying new season, same crap, eh? He also saying here Ghana better than McTominay too.
Exactly.
I guess
Yeah,
fine all them
yeah,
fellas
yeah.
just average,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
guess fine we just need top
That
Here,
players.
was-
here was
Yeah,
my
that
thing.
was
Here, what I don't understand
average.
with our midfield situation, right? A lot of people will rubbish on Donny van de Beek, but has he gotten a consistent run? Anything like not even quarter of what McTominay has gotten in this team,
And they
and people
possibly he
will
might get
and
rubbish him.
that's why since
Possibly
last
he might
season,
get-
you know, and
Yeah.
they want them does be fighting me
No,
down
people
now.
rubbish
Yeah,
him,
because
but yet
you have to
McTominay again.
deserve it. But,
No, but
I guess
what-
anybody
what-
deserves it in front of McTominay
And-
now. Me a
and
fighting
that's
that
the point.
But I
That's the point.
think what's but I think it's the next 57 games of this season, right? It don't matter, you know.
You just want to see that pair in the middle again.
Yeah, it's too much rubbish, but it's too much. How much we gonna take?
Well, it's have any more incidents or moments in the game that we want to
Hey.
talk about?
Rashford, man. Rashford.
Yeah,
I
you get
mean-
some sitters, yeah.
No, I mean, I'm worried about Rashford. Like I thought last year he was, he was acting like a child. He was down, he was depressed. But now, I mean, he was trying today, but I his confidence is gone. Like I see, I don't know if you come up for this from this now. From what I see today, I mean the first game, but what I see today, I really worried about Rashford. Like I worried about his career, worried because he looked real like.
When a player trying and you actually see he trying and he ain't doing good, you don't worry. Because I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
something
Then I
up.
choke. Then I
Yeah,
choke.
watch me. That's it.
Next
That's
game.
it. You get where Ronaldo cross across the box for you to put on Sanchez little finger. Stop that. I don't
You
know
know,
how that man missed that.
he get away that was Ronaldo's offside. He get away. You know.
I don't
Yeah,
feel I was
yeah.
offside still.
No,
I
it
don't think
was.
he was
It was.
offside.
Nah,
No, it
I
I
was.
don't
It
don't
think he
feel
was
I
was.
was
offside.
offside. Yeah,
It
I
was.
don't think that
It
gonna be
was. It was.
offside.
It was. But
But then
he
he
lucky.
get two on the back post again, and I
Yeah,
don't know what madness
Rashford.
this man do. He get two
Yeah.
chances on the back post, and I
Yeah.
like.
Let me just get some comments here, right? Devin just saying here, somebody talk about the bid for Arnautovic to the four, so you're not going for the youth number 9 from Salzburg for West Ham to reject.
Nah, but I don't think he wanna come, boy. He coming back. United is
we don't
not.
want him.
It's like
Why
a
he
graveyard
coming?
now, eh?
Yeah, it's an attractive place for a young and upcoming player because you come into a place where because watch Haaland score at today, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Haaland was playing for
Yeah.
United, you know with Haaland today.
He
Is you talk about
yeah,
Lukaku touchdown kind of thing? Yeah?
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
With his real spoiled players, dog.
that's
Uh,
yeah.
Dwayne said here, to be honest, I was saying last month I was disappointed to see the release Ralph of his duties to go upstairs. He is known for correcting teams from the top building. We hate no nonsense coaches or persons who will fill a role in a suit and tie. We like fairy tales and butterflies. Personal, yeah, personal, yeah. That's exactly what we like.
Based on that, what he said there, we still, I love Sir Alex Ferguson, but it's time for the club to come out of its shadow.
Yeah,
Let Fergie
yeah,
come and watch games for free. Why we still involving him and have him on our team with this one and that one? Why he's still involved at the club at that level? Enjoy your retirement, Fergie. Come and
Football
watch games
evolve.
for free.
Football
Eat
evolve
free.
from Fergie style of playing.
Ex- Exactly. We can't
yeah.
still be
Yeah, but I don't
relying
think we
on
playing in
him.
Fergie's style. You know? I don't
No,
think
no, no.
we
I
playing in
just
Fergie's
saying that.
style.
Oh,
No. I just
so
saying.
his
Yeah,
time
yeah,
gone. His time
yeah,
gone.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
you
think maybe
know,
some of the decisions we making maybe tied back to him.
It's still and it's still sentimental because Fergie's a real sentimental man.
Right.
Yeah, but
It's time to move on from that.
Yeah,
yeah, but
yeah,
it's Ten Hag neck on the chopping block, you know, so he had to stand up and say something.
yeah. Rishi Shripat saying here we play a 4-0-3 system today. Yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
If I honest with you, I feel we play a 0-1-1, right? Only Ericsson and Martinez will already show up, right? Ray Ramla saying here, I was thinking to watch how Pedro and Gavi break out in Barca. How? By starting games. We have some good youngsters. They need a chance to make it. I'm impressed with Iqbal and Savage. Maybe try a thing.
Nah, but
More so
What do you think
Iqbal.
about it?
Pedri and Gavi in the youth league, them should not even be in a youth league, you know, to tell you how bad them fellas are. You know. So them fellas come out in the first team playing ball at a high level from initial. You know. So them fellas is one of a million type of players, boy.
But
But yeah,
I think Iqbal is one that we could give more of a
I
try.
agree.
I
I
think he's
agree.
one of those
Iqbal.
players that should get a chance this season.
Yeah,
Because he
yeah,
showed real composure and you see how he's glide through that midfield, boy. Really
yeah.
nice.
Iqbal having a
I
nice
love to
little
see
thing,
him play,
man.
boy. Yeah.
Yeah. Devin just in here, I feel Ten Hag will start Martinez in defensive midfield next game.
that possible.
But I find Martinez. I mean, this is Martin. I want to be fair to Martinez. This Martinez baptism of fire in the English Premier League, right? And I find as a short man because I know it was a thing about him being short. He win
Yeah.
all his headers. You understand? He was
Yeah.
calm. I mean, I mean,
Right.
the foul we get away with that, right? Because that could have been a penalty,
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah,
apart from that, I find he was neat, he was tidy, he was composed in
Man, watch it. The
possession.
man was real. Watch
But
I see the man pull
We
down
want
the
we
ball
want we want
and
that kind
send the
of
defender
calm.
one way.
We want that
Yeah,
kind of
we-
calm with team.
But we want to come this in the midfield. We want to come this in the midfield. So maybe
Well-
we could, I just said, maybe we could play a Maguire and Lindelof, right? And
Mhm.
put that calmness in the midfield.
I feel against Brentford, he go put Maguire and Varane in the back. And put
Well, we go see because I mean he
put
can play the
Martinez in
positions,
front.
so we go see.
Yeah, put
Yeah,
Martinez in
because-
front with
because-
Ericsson and Bruno.
Yeah, you can't tell me
And
going
yeah,
with
your front
Frankfurt. You can't tell me going with Backford in Bedford. That's not happening. That's not happening.
I
They could
promise
do
you
all
not-
good in training
I
this week.
promise you I'm not watching that game. If I see that,
Hey,
if
them
I
could
see
do
them on that.
how
Promise
good
you I'm not
in training. Them could do how good in training this week. Them not starting
Boy,
them
them
now.
first, Nico, them first shouldn't even be allowed in Carrington this week. Just
Because
take
at
it
the end of
easy.
the day, yeah, because you have to
Still.
think about who the training against. The training against who? Yeah, that's no competition. That's no competition.
Yeah.
So them could look real good in training because there's nobody really competing against
Yeah.
them. So I tell you, them could look how good in training, them not starting the next
I hope so. Doing saying here,
I
me and
really
no.
hope
them not starting.
Doing saying here,
They're not
me and know
starting.
about earlier, but Rashford finished for me.
Nah, I ain't finished, man.
He ain't looking good. But let me see because we real short attacking options only. When I say at first team level, I think he agreed when with you, so Alex was has to stop being involved in our decision making. Football has totally evolved. It's quicker, forceful, and it's about time we get a motivator captain. Yeah. So fellas are watching the time, right? So let me just get some. All right, let me put it like this: was what positives, right, if any, could we take away from the game today? Now, only find one, right?
Going
Find one.
first.
Find
I'm
one.
going first. I'm
Yeah,
going first.
go through.
I think for me the positives are that players were exposed and we have time in the transfer window to correct some of the decision making that we or the poor decision making or the lack of decisiveness that we have been showing in the transfer window. I think because to me, let me say if we won this game 4-0, right? We beat Brentford 1-0, transfer window closed, and then we started to see performances like this today for the rest of the season, right? Then we'd have a problem,
Therapy. Yeah, therapy.
right? So
Yeah.
for me, it was important or good that them fellas showed the true colors today, so Ten Hag know exactly what he had to deal with, right? Going into the rest of the season, and to me that was the positive. But otherwise,
Alright.
there were no positives.
All right, I'm just get two comments here, right? Rishi saying here, what about Ghana, guys? I think he has a lot of
Yeah.
promise. So, I mean, we want to see. I telling you, we kind of agree unanimously here that McFred not going to start against Brentford. So who knows? Probably could be Ghana. So we go see.
Yeah.
All right. Akira saying here, whoever made the comment about Pedro and Gavi, I agree. Iqbal, Ghana, Ganacho, let the youths play. I believe on that Ten Hag, they'll get
Them
opportunities.
fellas, yeah.
Yeah, that was right.
Because we saw Ganacho today, we saw Malasia today, even though these subs were a little bit late and I thought it could have been earlier.
Really, yeah.
We seeing them fellas in the matchday squad. Alright, go ahead fellas. Positives from today?
I would say Ericsson. Ericsson was a definite positive. You could see the intelligence in the player, and that's something we always talk about. What the team need is intelligent players, and you even saw it with how he and Donny would have been linking in the midfield. Because I know we spoke about Donny needing intelligent players around him to thrive. And I saw that with them today, where they were kind of rotating the positions in the midfield. So, that's something passing. I know for again the interference with the pass.
I hope they pull on the video because of that. Yeah man, go ahead.
Yeah, so yeah, I would say Ericsson definitely was a positive for me in the team. It saw his calmness on the ball, his intelligence to pick a pass, when to slow it down, when to speed up the play, and I think he should be a centre mid for this team because we need that kind of player in our centre midfield.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Let me just get two comments here. Devin just saying here, one thing though, the fans in Old Trafford not taking no, rubbish play this season. Half time is booze and the Glazers out at full time. Yeah, we had to put pressure on the owners, we had to put pressure on them players. You understand? Natty saying here, the positive for me is the team got a nice taste of reality from early. Let us make the changes from now on. I think you, Nico, was saying the same thing. Yeah, go ahead, Jody.
Yeah, positive. I like how the team get exposed today. The players and them. I like how they get exposed. Then I go really see now, as I say, he give everybody the fair chance now, more or less. There's about 7 games now them fellas playing. So everybody get a fair chance now. Next positive, Ronaldo. Whether he want to leave, whoever is see with the man, whoever, the man come on and he do what he's supposed to do, which was try and help the team. And when he came on, like he and Jack had different energy into the side started to play differently. Some might agree, some might disagree. You understand? But at the end of the day, the man, when he step on the field, he does a professional. He's going to do what he's supposed to do, what they pay him to do. So that is my positive from today. That the midfield, they really get exposed today, and the club need to do something and help out Ten Hag with the signings that he need. And with Ronaldo, whether he stay where he go, the man doing what he's supposed to do.
Simeon?
I think Martinez in the back. I saw I think he was the one like directing the defense back there. I know McGuire used to be the main guy pulling guys around, but I saw Martinez back there, kind of directing stuff around. I thought he was good at that. I think the only thing was, he didn't have a clean game. He had made some mistakes here and there, but you could see the promise. You could see the ball control. The strength. I mean, I was surprised we didn't have too many issues as far as height. Not just Martinez, but our team is pretty short. Besides McGuire, if you look at our team compared to Brighton, but they all held up pretty good on the set pieces. But Martinez, more or less organizing the defense. I thought that was a positive because otherwise, we've been all over the place normally, and even though we got kind of torn apart, I don't think it was all on the back four. So it was more on the Dallo and we know Dallo struggles defensively. So I'll just go with Martinez, and that's final answer.
Yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree with Simeon on this one. I think Martinez, has always asked for that kind of calm, when we're trying to build the ball from the back. And I saw him, with a lot of calm today, and I would have messaged a couple of you all, and say, hey, this Martinez fella under pressure, he looking real calm, and this is his first Premier League game, So I was impressed with him. I don't think he did anything for Ten Hag to consider whether he's starting out next game or not. I think his pick sure for next game. I mean, I don't see anything changing with the back line for next game, right? Moving up is where I expect to see changes. So Martinez was a good buy for me. Well, at least after today's game, that was one of the positives. The next one was Ericsson, and it stopped right there. So,
let me get this in before we leave. Our defense this whole preseason was more or less determined by our press, and our press was just pull away. And you saw what happened once our press pull away. Dallo can't defend by himself. You can't have Dallo defending for most of the game. You have to have possession football, have that kind of football, possession of football, and you have to, press. If you can't do that, our defense will fall apart. I don't care how good Martinez is. I don't care if McGuire have a all-star game. You can't have Dallo back there and play back. You just can't do it because he's not
Yeah.
a defender.
Yeah, that's correct. Dallo is much better going forward. He's a better wing back than a full back. You know? Yeah. They've been just saying here, Luke could bench next game and Ten Hag must be searching for a new right back all now. Yeah, because after Dallo, Wan-Bissaka's problems, right? So fellas, what we will do is we will let me give it a next week, and then we will come back with we league predictions, who finishing first, second, third, fourth. Where Man United go finish in the mix, and the your three teams, and you all in the comments as well. Who you think going down? Because fellas, I don't know how much you all noticed that, or even them promoted teams giving teams running. So if we feel
What's Fulham?
Yeah,
If we play
good.
Fulham would have rinse we close too.
right, so
Yeah.
if we feel this football is a walk thing, then fellas better change the mentality because this thing getting tougher and tougher.
I go give my prediction after the transfer window close. Let me see who they're bringing in, because it makes sense. They're making a prediction next week, and bam, you come, you get Anthony, De Jong, all of them, and you got to change your prediction sooner or later. So.
Well, we go see
Prediction
how it goes,
after the transfer
We'll see how
window
it goes.
close, then we
Yeah.
gonna know who the players
Yeah,
is.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, guys, I mean, it was nice. So let me just get some closing thoughts and let me wrap it. Yeah. Simeon?
Yeah.
Okay, go through Nico. Yeah.
Yeah, I just again hoping to see some changes in the midfield. Hoping to see some changes in the next game within the entire team. I don't know how long away Martial is coming back. Maybe I don't know if you have any information on that.
A hamstring, so a good while he go be out for a little while.
No, they say it was mild. So they say he expected to be back for Brentford.
Yeah, so if he back, I would hope that he fully fit to be able to start. And we see some changes in the midfield, and I guess that's my hope. And to see a better overall performance, play to Ten Hag's plan. And after the first 15 minutes, when you be under pressure, you chill out the window and sort of do what you want, sort of revert the type as you just normally say. I want to see that. I want to see that we really play into our system and our structure, and I guess get accustomed to that. I want to see that going forward.
Yeah. JP?
Well, I think as everybody would say, I want to see some signings. We have to in the front line and in midfield, definitely. If we can get in a right back as well, I think we need to see some at least 4 more signings before the window close. So for this week, I at least want to see 1 or 2 of those coming in. Most likely they wouldn't start the next game, so I'm hoping that this squad is being prepped for the next game without Scott McTominay and Fred. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Jody?
Yeah, as JP saying there, hoping to well, I won't say 4 now because I don't think we'll get 4 signings, but at least 2. You understand, whether it be another attacking option and the midfielder that they're looking for. And let me see how we go move. Let me see if we can move forward from there. But I don't expect we to get 4 signings, maybe 2. Hoping for the best next week against Brentford.
Maybe you're sounding so optimistic now, boy.
Well, it is what it is. That based on the players that are available right now and the performance today, So,
You gotta hope.
yeah.
Yeah, Simeon, go through.
No, I mean it's all about signings. Like I just feel like we've been let down for last winter, last January period, because they gave us all this stuff. We can't sign players because got wait for a new manager. We got you can't sign now because of all this nonsense, all these excuses about wait till this season, wait till next season. Wait till this. It's like now. If not now, when? If that's now, when? It's like we've been let down for so long from this club, and it's like if they really care about us winning or doing anything in this league, it ain't we're a new coach. The new season. Everything is still in front of us. If you want United to be great, if you want your fans not to suffer every weekend, you would do something. So I want to see what the response is going to be to this opening day home loss against Brighton. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
and I was just Simeon before you go. Ragnick was right. Go ahead, Reeves.
10 in, 10 in, 10
players,
out.
10 players.
Yeah,
10.
10 in, 10 out.
Um,
Not 10 Hag, eh? Not 10 Hag in there. 10 players in, 10 out.
no, I kind of, echo everybody's sentiments here, right? I want to see, I mean, I'm not going to jump, up and have the illusion that we're going to get, this big set of players in. But the more players who comfortable on the ball, who have, IQ levels, the more players like that we have on the field, I think it will influence, our football a lot more and a lot in the right direction, in the way that Ten Hag wants to play. I was never of the belief that Ten Hag was gonna change, or he was gonna get the kind of, financial resources to change the whole team. But if I could see a De Jong come in and I don't have to see McTominay, right, starting games for me week in, week out, then there's a win. There's a massive victory for me. Right? If I could when Rashford not having a good game, I could see a quality player come off the bench, or even he coming off the bench for a proper player, then these are victories for me. And number 9, who we know, will put the ball in the back of the net. These are victories for me, and there's only 4 positions I call. And although sometimes we do, other men they step up when they realize, So
Yeah.
this I know for sure, as it will relate to a striker, because I'll hearing more and more how we link to more players, whether it's smoke screen or whatever. I am certain that at least 2 players we're gonna get close, very, very close to 2 players this week. It had to happen. We had to see some kind of thing after what happened today. And it's not like we didn't know these places needed strengthening. So I really think whether this De Jong is still going to close and he going to stay Barca, or he going to go somewhere else, I think this De Jong thing going to get resolved next week, right? Because even Barcelona need to register the new signing, so something will happen, whoever, right? And as it relates to a striker, I mean, I hear that Martial should be back, but hamstring will take 2 to 3 weeks, right? So with that kind of information, Ten Hag have, he need to push for a striker. We need that kind of coverage. We have no coverage. Look, when Sancho and Rashford, Sancho and Bruno came off, is Ilanga come on and all there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna get out of that pace,
Yeah.
right? So we need more options. We need more options, and as I said before, we need players who would raise the level on intellectual, on IQ levels and skill ability levels. And once we get that, I think we go. Ten Hag high enough to work with, man. We had to get 10 players now. All right. They've been just saying here, hoping the few next few games, so the press, not so depressing. Yeah, from preseason expectations to what we played today was disheartening. Yeah, I agree with you.
One thing, Rima. I'll get all the FPL team in check.
Right. Well,
I guess 71 points this week, eh? I guess 71 points this week.
71 points, Nico? What the hell, boy?
Yeah.
You use a what do you call it? Them kind of thing to the bottom, or?
Cheat code?
No, not cheat code. What do you call it?
Oh, a boost? No.
You use a boost?
Triple captain.
No.
Yeah, pick good players.
Yeah.
Now after the first 2 game weeks, I just see how everybody playing, and then I just change up my site or so.
Oh, it's alright. Well, fellas, if you're interested in joining the All in All United EPL Fantasy Football League, the code is there. So feel free, Devendra won it last year and he get big up straight. Ask Jody, right? He could tell you. So
yeah, well, it's at the 2020, 2022, 23.
23. Right, so I think the
T-shirt
visual
again coming up,
he
so.
say he covering the price for this one, right? So Jody, you could probably sponsor All
The
in All
T-shirt
United.
coming again. The T-shirt coming again.
Sponsor something else All in All United. But guys, this is the league code here, so feel free, join and let me get some nice little competition on, man,
Yeah.
right? So guys, it was the therapy session was nice. The subject was not so nice because we expected a lot more. But as a let's say, we glad it happened. We glad it happened because we could see some of the intent
pace.
behind. Yeah,
So impetus in the window.
exactly.
Yeah.
So fellas, I feel this week will be a nice week for we in the transfer window. We'll get some stuff happening and some faces in. So fellas, JP, Jody, Simeon, thanks for joining Nico and myself, and even those in the comments, we do appreciate, the comments, the likes, the shares. We appreciate the support, man. So, keep it up. And yeah, see you other fellas on the next one.
Yeah, I love that one.